In this ChatGPT tutorial, we are going to learn everything you need to know about prompt engineering so that you are equipped to maximize your outputs and master efficiency within ChatGPT, whether you're using it for your personal life or even your business and work life. Now, when you hear prompt engineering, you may have heard this word floating around and you may have asked yourself, what is prompt engineering? It sounds complicated. Do I need to go to school for this? Do I need to get a certification or some degree? And my answer to that is no, not at all. Prompt engineering just refers to the skillful crafting of prompts in order to maximize your outputs and relevance with ChatGPT. So how can you type in a prompt within this large language model, ChatGPT, in order to generate a result that's actually helpful to you or someone else? Well, that's what we're going to be learning today. We are going to be going over the basics and we are going to be getting a foundational understanding of what prompt engineering really is and how you can use a framework in order to get started and in order to get your mind spinning on the correct way to talk to these large language models, in this case, ChatGPT. Let's get into it. First, we are going to start off in Google Docs, and I have some information here that I think is very, very important to understand, and you cannot go wrong when prompting in this format. So every great prompt is going to start off with a goal. What is the main goal of the action that you are trying to complete within ChatGPT? Let's say that I have a goal of growing my Instagram or growing my YouTube channel to a certain amount of subscribers or followers. Maybe I want to list my yearly goal at the beginning of this prompt. For example, I could say, I am trying to reach 100,000 subscribers on YouTube by the end of this year. That would be a good broad goal. What is the main goal of the project that you're working on? You need to give this information to ChatGPT so that ChatGPT is equipped to help you develop an effective strategy tailored to your situation. This is a pretty solid goal and you can go as in-depth as you want. This is a very basic and foundational level goal. It's pretty high level. We're not going too in-depth. Keep in mind that you can go as in-depth as you want when you're doing this prompt sequence within your goals. So I have it typed out. I want to grow my YouTube channel to 100,000 subscribers by the end of this year. This is going to lay out the field for ChatGPT in order to give you advice to hit that goal. The next important part of the prompt sequence is context. You need to provide context in all areas of your prompt. So what would the context be? For example, let's say the YouTube channel that I am trying to grow is based in artificial intelligence. Well, that is information that I would want to put into ChatGPT. It's very important to give detailed information and detailed context about your subject, your situation, your timeline, your deadline, the people you've hired, and all of the stuff that goes into your main goal, what you already have done, what you want to accomplish in the future, what you're currently doing. This is proper context. You don't just want to say, I want to grow my YouTube channel to 100,000, give me a content calendar. I mean, it'll work and it will generate some results, but it's not going to be the results you want. The more information you give on your situation, the better and more tailored the output from ChatGPT will be. It's also going to help you remain relevant. So now I'm going to type in some context. So here I've given some very basic context. You can go pretty long with this as ChatGPT's token limit is quite large. You know, this is a fairly small prompt, but we are also trying to keep in mind some of the essential principles, which I will get into a little later. So as you can see, my context is my subscriber count, how long I've been doing it, how many videos I have uploaded, and also what my best videos were. So I start off by saying I currently have 4,382 subscribers and it's January 4th. So since I said by the end of this year, I need to list the date that it currently is. So if it's January 4th, then I have all year to get this done. So ChatGPT's timeline and deadline horizon is going to expand and it's going to base its response off of that. I then say my YouTube channel is based in the artificial intelligence niche. So now it has something even more. It has a niche. You know, what is my channel about? This is going to help ChatGPT when it's developing a content strategy and a plan for me to hit my 100,000 subscriber goal. And then I say how long I've been running the channel for. I've been running this channel for 1.5 years. So that is some more context that I've listed. And then I give 2 more pieces of context. I say I've uploaded 31 videos. So ChatGPT can kind of calculate how many videos went into certain subscribers and how long I've been doing it in order for me to get an effective content plan. Then I say my best videos were regarding computer vision. So now I've given ChatGPT where my best videos have been revolving around, how many videos I've uploaded, the length of time I've been uploading videos, my current subscriber count, my niche, what the date currently is, when I want to achieve my goal. So ChatGPT is taking in all of this information. If I just sent off this prompt up here, I want to grow my YouTube channel to 100,000 subscribers by the end of this year, help me do this, ChatGPT would not know what to go off of. You know, what is the date? What are you currently at? What are you based in? It has nothing to pull from. So the more context you give, the more effective and efficient the prompt will generate. So here I'm going to highlight the goal in yellow. And now it's time to dive into the last step of this prompt sequence for prompt engineering, which is the action. What do we want ChatGPT to do in order to help us get to our goal? So as you can see, I added some information now at the bottom of this prompt. I tell ChatGPT, generate me a content strategy. So this is what we want ChatGPT to do. We want it to develop a content strategy for us. We want it to develop subscriber milestones and goals so that we have some benchmarks that we can track and keep count of as we are growing our channel. And we also want tips for hitting my subscriber goal. So just some ChatGPT generated tips in order to get our head spinning on some different ways that we can grow our channel. Now we have a baseline engineered prompt. Now, if you aren't typing out your prompts like this yet, then you need to start at least adding in a goal, context, and action in every one of your prompts if you want effective and maximized outputs with ChatGPT. The context part is especially necessary. All of this information is custom to us, so ChatGPT is going to start tailoring its responses to the thing that you are dealing with, not just what everyone else is dealing with or not what's worked in the past, but it's going to be taken in your situation. It's going to be developing a strategy for you. That's what's amazing about ChatGPT. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this and paste it into ChatGPT within the prompt bar. And as you can see, after we send off this message, you're going to notice that ChatGPT is going to generate us an amazing response. So I'm going to send off this message. And ChatGPT does an amazing job at giving us an all-encompassing guide on how to grow a YouTube channel. And let me tell you from personal experience in growing this channel that you are currently watching this video on, the tips here are very nice, and you can kind of take some tips away. You can pick out what you like, take out what you don't like, or what you don't think will work, and you can kind of split test these ideas as well. So ChatGPT did this all in all in about 15 seconds. So that is what makes this super powerful. As you can see, it gives us a full content strategy, and the way that it's laying this out is in nice sections. So we have header ones right here. Then we have some points to focus on with bullet points underneath each one of these numbers. So it lays this out in a very digestible and easy to understand format. Now let's take a look at some of the essential principles when prompt engineering in ChatGPT. These essential principles are going to be important because using them and implementing them within your prompts are going to make your outputs more relevant. They're going to maximize your efficiency and also help you engineer your prompts in order to get the responses that you wish for. These are very basic principles, and the funny part is that if you talk naturally and you just talk like you're talking to a friend, most of the time these principles are going to apply to your prompts. Oftentimes people try too hard, or sometimes people really don't try at all. So you have to find kind of that balance in between trying too hard and not trying at all. And once you find that perfect centerpiece, everything will start to fall in place and ChatGPT will get you the responses that you are after. Now, the first very important essential principle is concision. You need to be concise with your goals. You need to be concise with your deadlines. You need to be concise with your context. Everything needs to be very concise and to the point. You don't need to say like, hello, can you please? ChatGPT doesn't necessarily have feelings, so if you use words like please, it's just taking up token limit on your prompt. You don't need to say hello. That's what makes this chatbot so great, is that it doesn't have feelings, okay? Now, it's not good to be rude, I suppose, but you don't have to worry about using token limit on being too polite or being too conversational. But concision isn't just being straight up. It's also being specific when defining your goals and your actions. So tell ChatGPT exactly what you want and the exact output you want it in. So do you want a table? Do you want a bullet list? Do you want a numbered list? Do you want it to be generated within code? Do you want ChatGPT to keep your sentence or its summary under a certain amount of characters? These are things you have to be concise about, and you just have to tell ChatGPT, because most people type in a simple prompt and then they hope it goes the way they want it to go. No, just tell ChatGPT exactly what you want, from output formatting all the way to the action and goal. As you can see up here, this is an example of concision. I don't just say I want to grow my YouTube channel to 100,000 subscribers. I say I want to grow my YouTube channel to 100,000 subscribers by the end of this year. So I'm going to highlight that in green. By the end of this year, that is a good example of concision here. I'm not just saying 100,000 subscribers and ending it, because ChatGPT wouldn't have anything to base the strategy and content plan off of. How would it know when to end, you know? Or how would it know my deadline? This is just one example of being concise. Now, the next essential principle that you must follow when engineering prompts in ChatGPT is natural language. This one, sometimes people struggle with. You want to talk to ChatGPT just like you are talking to your best friend who is a genius and has the answers to everything, okay? You can just talk to him like I'm talking to you right now. You can even use things like LOL, OMG, or any abbreviations. ChatGPT does a very good job at picking this up because it was trained on natural language. So that's what it understands best. You don't need to talk to the robot like it's a robot, okay? Talk to it in natural language like you're talking to another human, and you will get the best and most optimized results. Now, essential principle number 3 is follow-up prompting, and follow-up prompting is super underutilized and overlooked, and honestly, one of the biggest things that you can take away from this video. If you utilize follow-up prompting correctly, you will completely maximize your efficiency and maximize your outputs. But before I do that, I want to let you know that I have 3 categories that I put my follow-up prompts in. Usually after I send off a response, I look at it, and if it's not the result I want, I ask myself 3 questions. Do I want to analyze this response? Do I want to understand this response? Or do I want to expand on this prompt? So follow-up prompting consists of 3 categories in my opinion: analyzing, understanding, and expanding on your outcome. So maybe we want to expand on this outcome and we want to understand what would be a good demographic to target with all of these tips and content strategy that we just got developed from the previous tips. So maybe we want to better know our demographic so that we can tailor the videos to that demographic. What I can do is I can go to this content strategy section and I can highlight all of this content strategy, and then a little quote will appear above content strategy. You don't have to do this. This is just a way that you can reply to a specific part of your previous prompt. So I'm going to hit reply. And now ChatGPT has this little box that we are replying to. So I can ask ChatGPT, what would be the main demographic that is interested in this type of content? And so this would be kind of expanding on that answer, figuring out a demographic for a certain type of content. That way you can tailor your videos to that demographic. Because when you can specifically speak to a demographic and understand their needs, and you can provide valuable content to that demographic, that's when all of the growth happens, and that's when you can start seeing more subscribers. So now we are expanding in on this content strategy using a follow-up prompt. So I can send this message off, and then it gives me 6 different groups that may be interested in this video after I asked it the demographic follow-up question, and this will help you dive in and create much better content. And again, guys, this was all from only one prompt, one follow-up prompt in order to understand and expand on my previous response that ChatGPT generated. Now, the next thing that a lot of people overlook with prompt engineering is evolving on your workflow. And it's a sad truth, but a lot of people stop after learning these prompting principles, and then they are stuck typing out these long, drawn-out responses and prompts into ChatGPT anytime they want something solved. If you're dealing with repetitive items or repetitive tasks, this is going to be very useful for you to understand and learn. And that's to develop templates and paradigms for ChatGPT so that if you have a problem that you're always dealing with, you build out this long, nice workflow one time, and then you can implement it into the back end of ChatGPT in order to solve it for you on the go. So anytime you need something solved, you can copy and paste in your instructions, you can hit save, and then you can type out very small prompts, very natural, short, and prompts that don't need a lot of context because you've provided the context in the back end. This all might seem a little bit confusing right now, but I'm going to give you a basic rundown of 2 ways you can do this. One with custom instructions, a free feature that both free and paid users can use in ChatGPT, and another feature called GPTs. You can build these virtual assistants in order to help you with your problems, and the GPTs are much more powerful, but the custom instructions work pretty much the same. It's just a little bit more unpolished. You can't store as much information within the custom instructions, but I have utilized this, and hundreds, maybe even thousands of others of my customers have also utilized this. The first thing we are going to look at is custom instructions. Like I said earlier, both free and paid users can access this. You need to open up your sidebar over here on the left, and then you need to go down to the bottom left-hand corner and click on your profile, and then a box will pop up in the middle that says custom instructions. Once you select that box, these 2 items will come up. As you can see, I already have some custom instructions in here that have been enabled throughout this entire thing. So these custom instructions in general take in my daily schedule and everything I need to do for a day, so that when I upload a to-do list into ChatGPT, it knows the mandatory things I have to do. So it engineers that checklist based on the things that I have to do and based on my mandatory items. I made a complete video showing you how to engineer a checklist in ChatGPT. If that's something that interests you, I kind of go through how I built this and my thought process behind creating checklists in ChatGPT. You can watch that video in the upper right-hand corner. But for now, what I can do is I can delete these, and now I can better explain these two boxes to you. So the first box is what would you like ChatGPT to know about you to provide better responses. If you work a certain job, you live a certain location, you're a certain age, you're a certain height, whatever it may be, you can list this information in here in ChatGPT. As you can see, there are thought starters on the right here. Where are you based? What do you do for work? What are your hobbies and interests? What are subjects you can talk about for hours? And what are some goals you have? So those are some thought starters in order to get ChatGPT generating the responses you want. And not only generating the responses you want, but since it's tailored to you, it's going to already have this information stored in the back end so that when you have all of this activated, ChatGPT knows and understands the things about you so you don't have to type in that context every time into every prompt. You can type out those things in the back end here. And then the next box is how would you like ChatGPT to respond? And this kind of dives into formality or how long or short should responses be. You know, it kind of takes in that output formatting aspect out of your prompt and out of the message that you're inputting into ChatGPT. It kind of takes all that on in the back end of ChatGPT. You can even put things in here like how you want to be addressed or what opinions you want ChatGPT to have on certain subjects. That way its responses are tailored to your opinions. Now I want to show you two ways that I use custom instructions very quick. I've developed paradigms and personas, two of which have been amazing and which thousands of people have loved and used. So my first product I like to use is my 300 custom personas. Both these products will be available on my store. I will leave them in the description in the top pinned comment if you're interested. But basically what these products are is anytime you need help, professional help on any subject, let's say I need help in fitness, maybe I need help with some yoga. What I can do is I can find that yoga instructor persona in here, and when I select that persona, it has these two boxes that I just showed you pre-filled out. So what I can do is I can quickly copy these and paste them in, and now ChatGPT is taking on the role of a yoga instructor, and it's also going to be speaking like a yoga instructor as well, and giving you step-by-step guidance when having questions with yoga. So now when I hit save, ChatGPT is going to have that role. So when you get to a point in your prompt engineering where you can start developing these workflows, that's when it becomes powerful, and most people do not get here. That's why I wanted a quick and easy way for people to get here by providing these 300 personas here for sale. Now I have a lot of videos going in depth on showing examples and how this works and the prompt comparisons when using these and not using these. But I just wanted to show you this technique. That way you can get some ideas on how to build out your workflows. And if you want to see how it works, again, I will leave that link in the description or top pinned comment. Now, another way you can really evolve on your workflow is creating GPTs with GPT-4. I've created about 20 of these that help me solve any problem I'm dealing with. I've created sleep optimizers that can connect to my Google Calendar and create Google Docs at my command in ChatGPT. This stuff gets super, super powerful. And if you aren't utilizing custom instructions and GPTs, you are falling behind because those people who really are starting to automate their workflows with ChatGPT are using these two things. So knowing the basic prompt sequence is amazing and it's going to get you a great start, but you are going to need to evolve on your workflow with things like GPTs and custom instructions. Let me show you an example of a GPT I created. As you can see on the left here, I have all of these little virtual assistants for helping me solve different problems. One of them I have is the 5 Whys analysis, which many people have loved. People have bought this product multiple times on my store, and they've also commented on how they like it so much. So basically what a GPT is in the back end here, if I hit Edit GPT and hit Configure, you can configure this GPT in a back-end dashboard. You can give it a name, you can give it a picture, a description, and then you have instructions here that you can give the GPT. You can even upload files and create new actions with API calls. So you can start to see that ChatGPT is not just about front-end prompting and typing out long prompts with context, but it's about evolving on your workflow. And it's about creating these systems once so that you can start to automate certain processes within your life. I'm gonna go back now, and I'm going to show you an example of this 5 Whys analysis used in action. So I've made it so that this paradigm starts by the click of a button. So instead of me typing out a prompt and telling the 5 Whys analysis how I wanna solve my problems, I just hit that button and it says, great, let's start the 5 Whys analysis. And then since I typed in the backend instructions on what to walk me through and what to say when I get to a certain point within my problem solving process, It's just automated, and it's going through that process right now. All I had to say was begin 5 whys analysis, and now it's giving me step-by-step solutions in order to find the root cause of my problem. This is just one example of how a GPT can be used in order to evolve on your workflow for prompt engineering. Now, there's a lot more that goes into prompt engineering, but this is a great place to get started. You now have the knowledge on how to create a good prompt, and now you can translate that prompt sequence into a back-end thing like custom instructions or GPTs in order to evolve and automate your workflow. But again, you can use prompt engineering in order to get some good basic responses in the front end of ChatGPT, and you now know how to craft a great prompt. Remember, goal, context, action. Goal, context, action. That's all you really need to understand in order to prompt good with ChatGPT. There are other frameworks that help with certain things, but this is the basis of a good ChatGPT response in order to maximize your output and efficiency within ChatGPT. Now, if you really want to maximize your output and efficiency with ChatGPT, then I recommend purchasing my ChatGPT Mastery course where I go much more in depth on these subjects. The community is growing and we are on our way to 1,000 ChatGPT learners. That is the goal and we are going to get there. You can grow much stronger with a community and updating modules because this industry is changing every single day. So I'm always making updated modules. I'm always in there commenting on people's stuff, commenting on your ideas that you have. So if that interests you, I will leave that in the description or the top pinned comment. We would love to see you in the group. With that being said, I also have a lot of free content on the YouTube channel that you can learn from, videos similar to this. So if you enjoyed this, please drop a like and subscribe. I would highly appreciate it. Hit that bell notification to stay updated with content so that you can become a master of ChatGPT. I will see you within the next video.